Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Rich Tehrani here. Thanks for watching. We're at IT Expo West 2012 in Austin, Texas. On our program is Alan Percy. He is the Senior Director of Marketing for North America at AudioCodes. Alan, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thanks for having me again.
So I'm sure everyone knows AudioCodes, but just give us that 30 seconds overview of how you describe yourself.
Sure. Well, AudioCodes is one of the enablers of the voice over IP infrastructure, both an enterprise and service provider. Probably most folks know us because of our media gateway line, and also too we do enterprise session border controllers. We also make IP phones, media servers, network management software, a lot of the other enabling pieces necessary to really effectively deploy voice over IP and UC solutions.
And you've got some pretty big news this week, right? You've got an alliance partnership. Is it with ShoreTel?
That's correct. Yeah. So the big news for this week at IT Expo is that we've completed our validation with ShoreTel. So ShoreTel has validated our enterprise session border controller line for use with their ShoreTel UC platform. And what that does is it allows ShoreTel customers to then use the SIP trunking certifications that we've done with many of the global international SIP trunking providers with their ShoreTel platform. And that, of course, helps, gives wider choice to ShoreTel end users and helps them manage their costs and communications infrastructure. So real excited about that news today.
That's great, and SIP trunking is still a hot market. It has been for a number of years.
Yes.
How are you doing in that space? What are some of the new things going on there?
Yeah. So one of the interesting things of SIP trunking is it's shifted a little bit from just sort of a per minute charge race to reduce just per minute charges to now it's much more about consolidation of services, and we've seen some of the biggest and best returns on investment by our customers in bringing together many separate remote locations instead of having separate trunking at each of the remote locations, that they're able to consolidate that to centralized locations and seen phenomenal returns on investment of that. And that's because of some of the flexibility that SIP trunking offers our end customers.
So tell me a little bit about what's happening with Genesys.
Yeah, so Genesys is also a company. A few weeks ago we did an announcement certifying that they've also certified our enterprise session border controllers for their contact center solution. And of course that adds to a long list of other previous software partners that have done certifications. A very similar role allows them to integrate in SIP trunking services from any number of the providers that we've already validated with to interoperate with their contact center solution, and also offer remote workers the ability to either work at home or work in remote work centers for contact centers, which is very powerful for the contact center business. To be able to let people work in a place that's convenient for them, so they don't have to build big, huge brick and mortar, contact center work centers.
And you've also got some news with Lenovo, right?
Yeah. So, matter of fact, Lenovo is one of our case study customers with Genesys. Real interesting project. They teamed up with Orange Business Services for SIP trunking and their network infrastructure. And Lenovo, as you know, is one of the leading manufacturers of laptops and consumer electronics for computing. And they were in the process of re-implementing or restructuring their contact center solution around Genesys' new SIP-based solution. So they chose our Media 3000 enterprise session border controllers for their data center. And they've got two data centers, one over in China and the other, of course, in North America here in Raleigh-Durham. And they use fully redundant dual configurations in both sites. And those session border controllers enable them to implement a number of global remote work centers for their contact center agents, so that a lot of their customer service and sales support is done through this new contact center. And we're real proud of that new implementation.
Now, in the SBC space, what kind of competitive landscape are you seeing? Like, what sorts of challenges or opportunities?
Yep. Yeah. So certainly, the enterprise session border controller, being a relatively new invention, has drawn a lot of attention from some of the traditional equipment providers. One of the unique things that we bring to the table is, with our vast experience and with our gateways, is interoperability not only with the applications like Genesys and like ShoreTel, for example, and many others, but also the integrations we've already done with many of the service providers, because we were selling gateways to the SIP trunking providers to allow them to sell SIP services to legacy PBXs. So they needed to convert from SIP back to PRI to support those old PBXs. So we've done significant investment. And then also the fact that we've been able to do this with this common platform, so we're able to bring our customers or migrate them from legacy TDM environments over to SIP with a common platform. So it's been a real unique opportunity for us, and we're really excited about some of the new things that are happening.
Great. What's next?
So next, of course, is scaling. Certainly with the contact center, with our Immediate 4000, we offered a new higher scale solution with full redundancy. So we can do in a load shared, load balanced, redundant environment. So we're real excited about that. Also, too, we're seeing a bigger demand for what we call experience management or session experience management. So that measurement, so that, for example, if an enterprise subscribes with a SIP trunking provider, to be able to say, am I really getting the SLA that I'm paying for? Is that service level what I expect? And if it's not, can I prove that the quality is not what I'm paying for?
Right.
So a lot of businesses or enterprises are starting to look at that, and we've embedded some network management or measurement software into our enterprise session border controllers and gateways, and offer a new software package we call SEM, or Session Experience Manager, to be able to track that and to be able to report it. So it's a real powerful tool for enterprises that are moving to SIP trunking as an add-on.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.